Good morning and happy Friday. Welcome back to the Turtle Hospital and Sea Turtle Spa Day. We're here with Tom and Emerald. Emerald is a big gal. I hardly recognized her. She's looking gorgeous and she looks like she's about ready. Oh my goodness, she felt the water. You want me to raise it a little bit?
No, it's fine.
Okay. She's feeling the water. Oh my goodness, almost, Emerald. So thank you for joining me. Hi, Dave. Good morning. We're having some fall-like weather here in the Florida Keys. And what does that mean? It means it's a beautiful, balmy breeze. And we have temperatures in the low 80s, which, believe it or not, feels very cool to us. A drop in humidity. It's absolutely beautiful. What's the weather like in Michigan, Dave? I'm guessing it's not in the lower 80s. But probably nice crisp fall weather. We have been so busy with turtles. I apologize for the lack of live feeds. We're going to try to catch you up on our patients. We've had turtles getting ready east, and we may be diagnosed with internal tumors, and they were humanely euthanized. Connectivity. So I apologize for that. 44 degrees and sunny. Sounds a little chilly. Hello, Shari. Thank you for joining us. Sarah is working hard in the hospital with Dr. Terry this morning. So again, this is Emerald. Emerald is one of our non-releasable subadult green sea turtles. She is one of our go-tos for blood donors, for blood transfusions. And she's absolutely gorgeous. And again, doesn't look like she's missing any meals. Snow on Halloween, oh my goodness, Steve. So I do like to visit the cold every now and then. So all right, Emerald is ready to go back. So we're going to go around and take a look at our patients and again try to update you. Here is Happy. Happy is one of the 7 dwarfs that came in, a juvenile green sea turtle rescued in the Florida Keys with fibroblastoma. Some wonderful news. Happy has just been cleared for release today. So stay tuned for that. We need to get these turtles out of here. We have a lot of turtles continue to come in. So Happy has some really good news to be happy about. Happy was cleared for release. And right next door here is Likely. So Likely is another juvenile green sea turtle. Was treated for fibroblastoma, has been tumor-free for quite a while. She had some intestinal challenges and just is going off of medications tomorrow. As long as she holds her own, she will be cleared for release probably in the next week or so. So again, some really great news for Likely. Likely also was rescued in the Florida Keys. Both Happy and Likely came from the lower Keys. And we have Poopdeck. You heard me right, Poopdeck. Apparently that is Popeye's father's name. That is where the name came from. You can see Poopdeck has eye tumors there and also has tumors in the inguinal area. And Poopdeck still needs to go for a CAT scan. Just was rescued this week in the lower Keys. So welcome, Poopdeck. So the team is calling her Deck for short. But that apparently is Popeye's dad's name. So there you have that. And here is PG, also known as Pretty Girl. Pretty Girl is another juvenile green sea turtle being treated for FP. She recently had eye tumor removal surgery and is responding well to treatment. Go PG, she's on her way. And Giovanna, there you are, gorgeous. So she is also tumor-free. She has a few more weeks left of the chemotherapy eye drops. She was admitted to the Turtle Hospital with a very heavy tumor load. You would not recognize this as the same turtle. So she is tumor-free and just finishing up her chemotherapy treatment. And here is Kokomo. Kokomo is another juvenile green sea turtle, is tumor-free on the exterior, but does have a suspicious spot that we are watching in her lungs. So send prayers and healing energies for Kokomo. We hope that she continues to stay tumor-free. We're going to keep moving right along here. And we have Grumpy, another one of the 7 dwarfs. So Grumpy is pretty grumpy. Had to have an eye enucleated. There was one of Grumpy's eye, the left eye, that the tumor was coming from inside the eye, so that eye had to be removed. But not to worry, green sea turtles can be released as long as they have one good eye. And Grumpy had clear cornea on the right eye, so Grumpy is tumor-free and finishing up those chemotherapy eye drops. So lots of tumor removal surgeries have been going on here. Here is Sherry. Sherry is another juvenile green being treated for fibroblastoma and has started those tumor removal surgeries. We're going to keep moving down the line here. And here is Hank. Oh my goodness, look at Hank. Hank, believe it or not, did have tumor removal surgery this week, but has an extremely heavy tumor load, has had 2 CAT scans, and the good news is no signs of internal tumors, even though Hank has all those external tumors. So it is really deceiving sometimes. Sometimes the turtles have a light tumor load on the outside, but they have tumors on the inside, which we currently have no treatment for. We have tried to work with those turtles. Those internal tumors continue to grow and actually overtake the lungs and organs. So those turtles with internal tumors are humanely euthanized. But Hank, no signs of internal tumors, and has started the process of tumor removal surgeries. And we have a lot of our littles here. You can see they've been moved to the big tank. We have a lot of post-hatchlings. When I say a lot, we have over 20. Hey guys, over 20, and they are in bigger tanks because they are carnivores, and when they're in tight spaces, they tend to bother one another. We had them in little baskets, but they've outgrown that. We are waiting for a weed line. So what we do is work with the local captains and the Coast Guard. And as soon as there is a sargassum weed line offshore, we will give these guys a boat ride. But not these two. Here's your favorites. Here's Tater and Tot. The names are great. You, our social media audience, voted for those names, and Tater and Tot have already started educating the public and gone to local events and schools. So there is Tater and Tot. We have that awesome Tater and Tot adoption where you get 2 beautiful loggerhead plushies of Tater and Tot, an adoption certificate. It's a wonderful gift, or even for yourself. They are awesome, and they will be with us for about 2 years, as long as it takes for their shell or carapace to grow 45 inches. And everything eats baby sea turtles. So when you think about it, these guys are not going to go into the ocean until they're 45 centimeters long, which means they will have a lot less predators. So all right, and here are some more of our post-hatchlings. Here is this little guy we think is a hawksbill hybrid. Has a lot of characteristics of a hawksbill. And here's some more littles. And we have Theo and Squirt, who are absolutely gorgeous juvenile green sea turtles. And they are also waiting for a boat ride out to the Gulf Stream. Hello! Look at the coloring on her shell. This is Theo, absolutely stunning. Hello, gorgeous. And there's Squirt. Hello there, little one. So because of their size, they will not be released from the beach, but they will also get a ride out to the Gulf Stream. These little turtles spend the first couple years of life out in the Gulf Stream current in those beds of sargassum weed. So their activity. So here, so little green post-hatchling, isn't she gorgeous? Hello, little one. So they are all healthy, as you can see. Look how active they are. And they are being fed well. And again, they will be released as soon as we have some sargassum weed out there. We're working with the state of Florida because if there's a sargassum bed offshore in another part of Florida. We will transfer these guys to be released, but you can see them all. Just absolutely beautiful. A lot of our little ones. There they are. All right. We're gonna move along here and go up to our more critical care area to check on those patients. Thanks for joining us this morning. Again, it has been a while since we've had a patient update. We've been getting turtles in every week. A lot of turtles with tumors. Oh my goodness. Smalls is no longer small. Look at you, Smalls. You are growing. Wow. Look at that big boy. Oh my goodness. Look at Smalls. Smalls is another non-releasable subadult green sea turtle. And they act as ambassadors here at the Turtle Hospital while they were here. We're going to take a peek who else is in line. There's Emerald, who's already been cleaned. And there is Medea, the beautiful loggerhead. Hello, Medea. Medea is now one of our adoptable turtles. Look at you, Medea. She's gorgeous. So gentle for a loggerhead, which is not characteristic of a loggerhead normally. Where are you going, Emerald? All right, look at Smalls. Come up here. It's a gorgeous day. Like I said, a little breezy, nice breeze, low humidity. We have Taylor and Madison working on some tank maintenance. And here is Oakley. If you remember Oakley looks a lot different. Oakley had tumor removal surgery this week with Dr. Terry, is well on her way to be a tumor-free. She came in with critically low blood values. She had 2 blood transfusions. She had a ginormous tumor. I'm going to show you a before picture if you don't remember her. She was the one that came in with a whole little island on her back. She had a giant tumor right there. That was over 5% of her body weight. Hello in Kentucky. Thank you for joining us. And Oakley now, look at her. She had that giant tumor removed, and this week had more tumors removed with Dr. Terry, but just doing fantastic, responding to treatment. Her blood levels are staying up. She's eating well for us. One of our little miracles here, Oakley. We're going to take a peek over here at Snow White. Of course we have Snow White. We had the 7 dwarfs, and now we have Snow White, another juvenile green. Looks like she's enjoying a little hydrotherapy this morning. And Snow White is another juvenile green being treated for fibropapillomatosis. And across the way here we have Sneezy, also being treated for fibropapillomatosis, one of the 7 dwarfs. And Polly. How you doing, Madison? So Polly is another juvenile green with FP. Rolly came in with Polly. Rolly and Polly were rescued together. And unfortunately, Rolly had a lot of internal tumors on the lungs and kidneys and was humanely euthanized. But Polly, so far, has no signs of internal tumors. All right. And we have Trooper. Trooper is one of our more critical patients with fibropapillomatosis. And we are watching. There are signs of potential internal tumors with Trooper. And Doc. Doc had a checkup yesterday. Hey, Doc. And Doc is tumor-free and just finishing up those chemotherapy eye drops. Doc is one of the 7 dwarfs. Okay, and we have Bashful, another one of the 7 dwarfs. Look at you, Bashful. Bashful had eye tumor removal surgeries and is currently receiving chemotherapy treatment, chemotherapy eye drops post-surgery. And Dopey. Dopey was up for an exam. And I don't see Dopey, so Dopey must still be up in the hospital. Oh, Dopey's on this side. Dopey, it took a long time to start eating for us. Dopey is finally eating natural seagrass, so it's being built up, and hopefully we'll be ready for surgeries. May go to Dr. Krupinski's, the veterinary ophthalmologist, on Monday for eye tumor removal surgery, so stay tuned for that. But there is Dopey. And there is your update. Big Bob and Heather unfortunately had internal tumors, and they were humanely euthanized. It really is a challenge to get through the days here emotionally, as you can imagine, with new turtles coming in. The highs are definitely when the turtles are tumor free and they are cleared for release. So stay tuned. We had Stephanie cleared for release and Happy cleared for release, and we are going to try to get them out soon, maybe even as soon as today. So if you're in the Florida Keys, check back to our Facebook page and watch for that event. And we hope everybody is having a fabulous Friday, and we really appreciate your support. We hope everybody had a happy Halloween and is getting ready for the winter and Thanksgiving. We have so much that we are grateful for. Just being able to take care of these beautiful animals. And we will come back live on Monday. Thank you for joining us.